after he was 4 years old at Christmas time. They took him in, woke him up on Christmas morning, took him into the tree with all the lights and the gifts and everything. He stood there looking at it, and they said, "Go, what's wrong?" He said, "Santa Claus brought us more than we need." So that's my group, if we get together once in a while and put a 21 others. So, that's the advantage.
Oh, well, like I said, I came with marching orders. So we made it, and my husband Dave is filming, and then we have Lauren. Stand up, Lauren, for everybody. So I can embarrass you. And Josh. Lauren's going into 8th grade. Josh is going into 5th grade. We have our friends, Joe and Alicia. Go into school, high school with Dave. So they're our extended family. So, anyway, that's
Yeah, you can sit down now.
Yes, I appreciate all your thoughts and prayers for her. It's very important today to keep this going. I really wanted to stay up there, but this is very, very important. And so, I encourage us, especially those of us who are in the throes of raising children. They're at home, and it's very hard to make time to come here. We live in Birmingham, and it's a long drive to get here, but I definitely see value, and so I encourage you, for those of you who have, family members, and things happen, and they can't come and stuff, but, for this to keep happening every year, it's very important. And the older I get, the more I see that, so, I'm sorry. But, some of the other marching orders we needed to cover, and I think Bill's going to talk about this, is the National Family Reunion. We haven't had one of those, and I guess Nashville was the last one we had, which was a great time. If you got to go up to it, it was awesome. And so another one's in the works, and Bill's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Yes, Jan, I really enjoyed putting together the last National Reunion, and if you missed it, you really go to the treat. We still get cards and letters from people going, "When are we going back again?" As I indicated when I introduced my children, Barbara was elected the president at that National Reunion, which usually occurs every 4 to 5 years, depending on who really wants to get behind the wheel and push it a little bit. Barbara's in a fortunate situation. She moved from South Carolina up to Boise, Idaho, and her family situation has changed where a lot of pressure on her. She's not been able to do as much as she possibly could in lines of family tradition and putting things together. But things are gone. Kathy has done the newsletter, done an excellent job for us, and we're certainly proud to have that. Toby and I have been in contact with each other, and Ben and I have been talking. Our next reunion will be held next year, 2011. We have not picked a date yet, but here are some possibilities I want to throw out to you, and I'd like to have your feedback today. I know the kids are anxious to go to the pool and go do other things, but I would tell you that we're looking at going back to Huntington, which is our normal event every off reunion year to go back. And if you haven't been to see the Dr. Daniel Whitehead home up in Huntington, it's a real treat. When Lee was talking about how it affects you, I hope that all of you young people who are here today can go and be able to walk through that house and understand that your lineage came from that house. All of us Southern Kissams came through that line of the family. And with my growing up in the South, I knew coming here, my dad always brought us back to this family reunion. I knew about the Southern Kissams, but I didn't know about the Northern ones. It wasn't until we lived in Connecticut and I got a call one morning and somebody said, "You're you're Bill Kissam. And I said, yeah. Well, we must be related. I said, I know we're related. You know how to pronounce my name. So I met with Toby, and from that point, Dossie Kissam and a couple of others, we got together, and we had the first get-together, first Kissam reunion in Huntington, and it's evolved over the years. So what we're looking at is going to Huntington with a possibility. Now, I had suggested to Toby we might consider going out to Newport. How many of you ever been out to Newport, Rhode Island? Because I know where. Out to Newport, the Vanderbilt home, the Marble House, the beautiful home out there. There's several, two big. The other one is? The Breakers. Well, I heard her singing it. I didn't give her a chance. The Breakers and the Marble House are two beautiful homes. The relationship to the Kissams and the Vanderbilts. We do have an entree there for some private tours and some things like we did at the Biltmore House in Asheville. And so we want to take advantage of that. I checked into the facilities up there, rooming up there. If we go to Huntington, the thoughts were we could have it at the Kissam house, and from there go and catch the ferry, and then go over and then spend the night in Newport, and then tour the house. And then those who need to come on back home, you can do so, or you can continue your vacation. But the next option would be possibly going up to Boston. Our tie in Boston is the USS Constitution. Dr. Kissam, the first physician on board the Constitution. His picture is there. Two of them were on board the Constitution. But we have a big portrait of him in the Kissam house. And so our family connections around the country, for you who are younger who have not been there, we try to tie into a Kissam family member somewhere in the United States. And if you're a true Kissam, and if you travel quite a bit, it should be in your blood, because that's a part of your genealogy. I'll tell you that right now, besides loving to eat. Whenever you travel, most times, we pick up a telephone book to see if we have a relation there. A lot of times you pick it up and you call and they go, where are you? What are you doing here? You know? So I've met a lot of Kissams that way. But tentative plans, New England again. I'd like to know what are your desires, what you would like to see, what you would like to do, those who've been to Huntington before. Let me know some changes that you would like to see. We start out on usually a Friday evening, and we have dinner at Toby's house. Beautiful colonial home. You couldn't get a better private collection, because Toby is an antique dealer. And just going through his home alone is a treat in and of itself. And then we usually have something on the grounds at the house with private tours in the house. And then from there we'll do outbound types of trips. So those are the tentative plans. I'd like to get some feel if that is of interest to you and what you would like to do. I'd also like to meet with those members who are on the national board who are here today. If we could just get our heads together for a few minutes before leaving today, I'd like to talk to you about some other matters. So that's all I have to share. See if you have anything else.
The only other thing is, we of course have lots of pictures from over the years and different things that Dad sent with me and other people have brought to share, so make sure you come over and take a look at those, and that's all I have.
Yes, I wanted to tell you, I have enlarged a small picture of the 6 children of L.C. Kissam Senior, and I have 5 enlargements to about 5 or 7 or something, which you can have. And if they're gone, then put your name down and address, and I'll formulate and send it.
Thank you. Anything else anybody might have you'd like to share with the group today?
Oh, that's right.
We're going to have bingo following this.
Who's doing the bingo?